Greetings, Minecrafters! I am Nate T. Bird, and welcome back to the final episode of my Jump Arena developer commentary. This is a series where I explain my thoughts behind the map, and in this episode, I'll be explaining the mechanics behind the map, or just the basics. I'm not going to be going into too much detail, just because that would take way too long, but I am going to be explaining, some of the more basic things that I did. So first off, how do you get to the mechanics? Well, cheats are enabled, so you can just go game mode creative. You can fly up here, break this block, and you can come out here. So right here you can see all the different levels. There's the lobby and the tutorial. There's the cannon craze. That one is the forest, the castle, pyramid, facilities over there, and that is the speedrun. And then also there's the bouncy castle. So there's all of the different levels, and then this right here is the reset option, so it just clones a few things into place, makes sure that everything is right. It replaces the shop signs, and just, takes care of the different things in the map. And then right here we have these teleports. We can teleport to the spawn, we can teleport to above the lobby, which is just right here. But the one that you should be most interested in is the control center. This is the spawn chunks. And right here we have my map template. So you can download that. I'll hopefully remember to put a link down in the description so you can download that. And it just makes making a map a little bit easier. It has all of these options for you, and it takes care of the spawn chunks and the spawning of the player. So that's what we have here. And then we have the global clock. So all of these command blocks are clocking, meaning they activate 20 times per second. So we have the mechanics, the game mechanics right here. Then we have the level selection and the particles mostly right here. We have the fireworks as well, some of the fireworks. Then we have the stats, so controlling, calculating the stats of the player. We also have some more launchers. We have more level selections and more level selections. Wow, there's a lot of level selections. Did I mess up and add two for each one? I don't know. And then more rainbows. And then over here we have the achievements. So I did all of this in command block parser. It's CBP made by man, I just forgot the name again. Hold on. Whoopi Concepts, I believe. I think it's Whoopi. If not, it's somebody else from the Zip crowd. But it's basically like a programming language for command blocks. But what I use it for is mostly just I write the commands in a text file, and then I use CBP to create a importable schematic into the world. So this is all of the achievements. How do I do the custom achievements? Well, for each achievement, there are a few commands that activate. So right here we have achievement distance 1. So this is the tell raw text for the distance achievement. So the first distance achievement that you get, which is, I believe, baby steps, this is what is said. And what it does is it executes for all players who have not achieved distance yet. So their achieved distance score is 0. Meaning that, they haven't done it yet, they haven't gotten this achievement yet, and also if their display distance is 50. So the display distance is how many blocks that they've traveled in actual meters and not centimeters or whatever. It's the actual amount of blocks that they travel, and then it just tells them that they got the achievement. And then this other one, it gives them coins based on if they've got the achievement yet, and if they have the achievement is based on their achievement score, so if they've achieved this yet, and then also the actual stat for that achievement. So in this case, it's distance, and then we set their achieved distance. We add 1 to it, meaning that they have now achieved that one, and then it just goes on to the next one. So there's 3 command blocks for every achievement, and it just goes through all of these. And then for the ones that actually give heads, then there's 4. So it tells the player that they got the achievement. It gives them coins if they don't, if they've gotten the achievement, and then it makes it so that they won't get the achievement again, and then it gives them their head. Actually, it gives them their head, and then it makes sure that they won't get the achievement again. So that's the basics behind that. And if you want to check this out and learn more about it in detail, you can download the map and come here and look at all of these things. Let's talk about the actual block mechanics. So most of the time it's just an effect. So let's see right here, speed. Giving speed boost to the player is as simple as running an execute detect command. So we're just executing from all players. We're detecting if right below them, so negative 0.1 blocks below them, if there's wool with a damage value of 3. And if there is, then it will affect them with speed level 7 for 1 second. So that's the basics behind giving the players the effects. All I'm doing is just detecting when they're standing on a block, and then I give them their effect. And same thing with jump boost. But then jump boost also has 2 extra commands. So if they're more than if they're higher above the block, then it will actually remove jump boost. And the reason for this is because sometimes, let's say that this is a jump boost block, and then I can jump up to here. So I get jump boost when I'm on here. I can jump, and I jump up to here, but if I'm holding jump, then I still have the jump boost effect. Then I can actually jump higher from here as well. So my method of getting rid of that is adding these 2 command blocks right here that remove jump boost if the player is this high above the ground. So if the player's right here, then it will remove the jump boost so that they only get to jump the once. That's just my way of making it more bug-free. Let's see. For the creepers, for the cannons, all it is me summoning creepers. So for level 1, it summons 2 creepers. For level 3 and above, it summons 1. And these originally, when you don't unlock them, they have redstone blocks above them to disable them. So all of these are just detecting if you're standing on a block, and then it just summons a creeper with a specified explosion power, radius, and then also it sets their fuse to 0, so they explode immediately. Right there, I just got the I believe I can fly achievement because I'm flying in creative mode. Cheating. So to unlock this, it just destroys that block right there. So now it summons 3 creepers, and then it summons 4 when you unlock it more. The trampoline is, again, just giving jump boost based on how far the player is above the slime block. So the first level is if you're standing directly on top of the slime block, then it gives you jump boost level 1. If you're standing 2 blocks above, or actually in this case it's 3, then it will execute another detect command to see if there's an air block above that, and then if there's another air block above that, then it will give you jump boost. Because what I was having is if there were slime blocks, let's go ahead and search for that. Slime. If there's slime block, and then there's other blocks above it, then when you're here, you'll actually get the jump boost from the slime block. So in order to make sure that you only get the jump boost if you're technically standing on the slime block, is to detect if there's air below you. So pretend this is you. Only if there's air in the 3 blocks below, then it will give you your jump boost. So once again, just making sure that it's bug-free, or at least more bug-free. There are still a lot of glitches with the slime block jump boost mechanics, and yeah, I did add a fix for it, but it's not 100% fixed. It's right here. Just to unlock more of that, we just add detects that detect for even more air blocks, even higher, even lower. It's just a bunch of nested execute detect commands. I don't know, I had a hard time saying that, sorry. Yep, so just a whole bunch of that. And then for the multi-jump, this one is by far the most complicated, but it's still really quite interesting. The basic idea is that when you're on the block, when you're on the multi-jump block, it will summon armor stands. Well, it actually sets your score to say, hey, this person is standing on a multi-jump block. They need to have multi-jump. And then what it will do is it will summon armor stands below your feet constantly, and then it will kill them a few ticks later. So you'll just have this trail of armor stands following you. And actually, let's go ahead and I'll demonstrate this. So there's our jump boost block. And let's see, where's the summon? Invisible, 0. Not 10, 0. So if the armor stand is now no longer invisible, you can actually see the armor stand. So it's just constantly summoning armor stands, and then if that armor stand is in an air block, then it will place a barrier block. So I'm trying to grab it. It'll place a barrier block, and that's the basic idea. So when I jump, it places barrier blocks, then it removes the barrier blocks around the armor stand, and then it kills the armor stand. So first it places, then it removes, then it kills the armor stand so that it's no longer placing. So that's the basic idea. It's a little bit more complicated in actual detail. There's more to it than that, but that's the basics. And as you can see here, there's 1, 2, 10 command blocks just for the multi-jump. And sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what I should talk about. Activating the checkpoints is as simple as setting a block down below the player. So underneath all of the levels, there's a large area, and I'm actually gonna show that to you. So if I teleport above the lobby, and I just fly over here. So underneath all of the levels, there are these blocks right here, and these blocks correspond to the checkpoint blocks above. So if you stand on checkpoint, it will actually set a redstone block at this Y coordinate below that checkpoint, and that just teleports the checkpoint armor stand to a specific location. So I did have to type all of these in by hand, which was kind of tedious, but I feel like it helped make the game more finished, more polished. Also, to reset the levels, I summon an armor stand, and then in these spawn chunks I have commands that execute from that armor stand, and then they detect black wool in a specific direction. So if there's black wool right here, corresponding to the armor stand, then it will summon another armor stand right here, and then it'll kill that armor stand a few ticks later, and then the same thing just happens. And so over here, it'll summon an armor stand over here, it'll summon an armor stand over here. And the reason for that is because when you're running the fill command, you can only fill a certain number of blocks. And so what I do is I execute from that armor stand, and I fill from here over to here. So I fill the entire chunk, and then up quite a few blocks. I think it's 128 blocks. I fill all of that, and I replace any deactivated coin blocks with activated coin blocks. I replace these redstone blocks with black wool to reset the checkpoints, and just all sorts of stuff like that. So that's how I reset the map. I believe I can demonstrate it. It's trying to figure out which thing it is. It's this one. So if I deactivate that, and then I place a block right there, missed it, but it summons an armor stand here, it summons there, and it just does that all throughout. And then let's see if I can grab a deactivated coin block. Oh, I'm in the massive search. So right here we have a deactivated coin block. I don't know what height it does it at, I don't remember. Yep, it does it at a much higher height. So if I go up here, I think that should work, except for now you can't see it, but that coin block is deactivated, and now that coin block is activated. So the idea is that that armor stand is going to fill that with an activated coin block. And the actual command blocks that control that are right here. So we're just adding ticks to know how long it's been alive, and then we replace the area with stained clay, and then we also summon a new armor stand to the location based on where the black wool is. So that's how I know how big the level is and where it needs to be reset, and all of that. Failing, adds one to your fails if you're on top of glass block, 2 blocks above glass block. So beneath it, all of the levels, there's glass blocks beneath the floor, and that's how I detect when you fail. And then it gives you points if you do fail, and then it teleports you back to the checkpoint. And then for the coins, you see here that it gives points. It adds 1 to the coin pre-multiply score. So this is the coins, but it's before you actually multiply them, because I have the coin multiplier, which multiplies the amount of coins that you get. So that's how I did it. This right here, it multiplies the coin pre-multiply score by the scorekeeper's coin multiplier score. So the coin multiplier will be 1 by default. It's 2 when you get the first level of coin multiplier, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So it just multiplies the amount of coins that you get based on that. And then this one right here just adds to all players' coin score. It adds whatever their pre-multiply score is, and then it just sets their pre-multiply score back to 0. So sets their score, multiplies their score, adds that score to the player's coin score, which is what is displayed right here, and then it just removes the score again. It's kind of neat, kind of simple. Then over here we just have some of the global things. You notice that I have a whole bunch of effects constantly: night vision, saturation, resistance, because I didn't want the player to take any damage. I also don't want them to worry about hunger, and I didn't want to worry about putting lights in the maps either, in the levels either. So I just give the player night vision. It's an easy fix. Finding the secrets right here, it just tells the player that they found a secret if they're standing on top of the secret block. And then right here, it activates the secret, and then it sets a secret to a locked state. So activating the secret places a redstone block in this line right here. And what happens is when a redstone block gets placed here, it tells them what secret they've unlocked by, not this one, this one. It tells them here that they've unlocked a certain secret, and then it actually unlocks said secret. So in that case, it was particle selection, so I had to clone the signs to a certain location. And then right here, it changes the block data of the command block right here, the actual activating secret, so that it preps it to activate the next secret. So it basically, when I put this one right here, the command block right here will say, all right, next time you find a secret, you're going to set a redstone block here instead of here. So that's the basics of how that works. And then for the actual cloning, I have a whole bunch of templates, and it's kind of crazy. What I have first is I have the finished template. So this is what the different areas would look like when they're completed. And so what I'll do is I'll clone something from here. So let's say you unlock the royal fireworks. So I'll clone this right here, and I will put it right here. So now this is what it should look like in the spawn chunks. And then after I do that, I take this and I clone it right here. Wait, no, sorry, that's wrong. I take it and I clone this over to here. And this is what should actually appear in the player chunks. This is the reset. So the first time that it gets unlocked, this is what it is. And same thing for that. So sorry about that. This is, it clones it over here. And the reason why I clone it into the spawn chunks is because I can't clone something into unloaded chunks. So let's say that the player is inside a level. They're inside the pyramid, and then they find a secret, and it says it unlocked the fireworks. So it clones the fireworks into the hub. However, the hub chunks are not loaded because the player's not there. So to fix this, I have a bunch of crazy command blocks right here. I'm using the stats and execute detect and stuff like that to track when the player actually is inside of loaded chunks, and then I clone this area to the chunks if this does not match what's in this hub already. I feel like I'm doing a terrible job explaining this, but if this right here does not match what is in the spawn chunks, then it will clone this over here. So if I place a block, it will say, hey, this doesn't match what's already there. Let's clone it back. And so that's why I can't place any blocks in here, is because it doesn't match what's in the actual chunks. But if I go and I return to the chunks and I place a new block, then it will actually appear. So say I place a block there, then when I return to the hub, you're probably not going to see it. Yep, then it clones. So only once these chunks are loaded will it actually place the block there. Kind of interesting, but that's just my way of making sure that it does actually get cloned in, but it doesn't cause too much lag by constantly cloning. So that's what these unmarked command blocks right there do. And I feel like we're running out of time, so I will try to hurry things up. The launchers, what they do is when you place down the launcher, it has a specific name, and so if it's the launcher rainbow, if that's the name, then it will start adding one to the tick. That's how I track how long it's been placed. It will add one to the launch time, and then it will execute at a random armor stand to specify which firework needs to be summoned. So right here we have all the different randomizers. So let's say we place down a rainbow launcher. It will every 20 ticks, it will place a redstone block underneath one of these armor stands, and then this armor stand will just summon a firework relative to that launcher. So that's the basic idea behind the launchers. And let's see what else we have to discuss. The level reset, this is just, we already talked about that. The particles, all this is we're just executing at any player who has a particle score that is based on the particle that they should get, and then it just plays the particle underneath their feet at those specific coordinates. So all of these are just different particles based on their score. The confetti gun is really quite simple. All it is it executes at anybody who uses their confetti gun. It summons a firework, and then it removes one from their confetti gun score. The level selection, I already talked about this, but what it is it just execute detects if you're standing on carpet, and then if you are, it'll teleport you to the specific level. And same thing, right here we just have the titles, so it'll play a title if you're standing on the carpet, and that just tells you which level you're in. And yeah, right here is the detecting if you're on top of that. This is giving you the rainbows set, so when you right click on the rainbow set sign, it actually sets your score to be a specific value. And then if you have the rainbow score, so right here, if you have rainbow set score that's 1, then it will give you your rainbow set, and then somewhere there should be a command block that removes 1 from your rainbow set score as well. I think I've covered most of it. Right here we have the upgrades. Kind of works the same way as the secret unlocks. These command blocks down here, they unlock. These command blocks up here prep the next unlock. So this way, what I'm doing is I'm setting a sign. So I'm changing the commands inside of the sign so that it sets a redstone block to the next item in the list. And then right here it's telling the player that they've unlocked it. So right here we just have an indicator of what they all are, just for anybody who's taking a look at the commands. So I think that's it. I think I've covered the basics. I do a lot of cloning, I do a lot of set blocking, and just, yeah, that's how I made this map work. So if you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like, and if you want to learn more about map making, then please consider subscribing to my channel. That's what I'm hoping to focus on, is teaching others how to make maps. So thank you very much for watching, and have a fantastic day.